Hi, I'm Rocky Anderson, and this is Patrick Lovell. I am former mayor of Salt Lake City. I was a lawyer for some 30 years, did a lot of civil rights work. I was founder and executive director of High Road for Human Rights. I'm co-founder of the Justice Party. I was presidential nominee in 2012 to help get out the word to the American people about how we can all come together. And that's what the Justice Party is all about. Getting people, regardless of political affiliation or no affiliation at all, getting us all on the same page to push for a government that acts in the public interest. When you think of so many areas where the majority of us agree, but our government, comprised of the two major parties, takes everything in the opposite direction, primarily because of the corrupting influence of money. And in that connection, Patrick Lovell has done a phenomenal thing here, a real service to the people of our country, and I would say to the world, explaining in this remarkable docuseries, which is called The Con, and you can catch it on a number of different streaming services. He explains through a lot of interviews, amazing graphics, so beautifully explains what happened in the lead up to the 2008 economic meltdown in this country that destroyed so many people's lives, resulted in the foreclosure of over 6 million homes, devastated pensions that working people had built up for so many years, and that ended up rewarding the very people that were culpable for bringing this disaster about. Patrick, we're going to do a number of segments here we're hoping 3 minutes or less. And if the viewers will watch these throughout, they will have such a better understanding of what happened, not only in 2008, but what's happening now and the risks that we all have of being victimized once again because of the corruption and the economic devastation that can take place. So would you take just a few minutes, please, to explain to the viewers what you did with the con, and then in later segments, we're going to break it down item by item. What happened with the phony mortgages in the beginning, how these were set up, what the incentives were for drawing people in, what the consequences were, and then on the other side of it, the sales of these mortgage loans, and then the bundling up of those mortgage loans, and then slicing them up as securities, and then leading ultimately to this massive multi-trillion-dollar bailout and reward for the culprits, while the rest of the people in this country and many people throughout the rest of the world ended up suffering so much. So if you would, we're going to go a little bit over the 4-minute mark on this one, but if you'd explain what you sought to do with the con and where you're going to go from here, and then we'll take up the substantive issues in later segments.
Well, Rocky, it's a great honor to have the discussion with you, and then obviously the broader general public out there. I've been a huge admirer of your work over the course of years. I've seen firsthand your passion, your dignity, and your integrity to the system on behalf of a country of we the people. And so it brings me incredible pride to hear those words from you in context of why we actually had to make the con. I, like millions of other people, Rocky, had wound up in a very precarious situation. I was into my first home. I was a producer. I was a professional. I had, thought I was getting a piece of what I would call at the time the American Dream 101. I was making, decent money at the time, and I was married with my wife, and we had our young son. And like everybody else, we were looking to do what everybody else was doing, which was obviously get into a home. And we did, and it was a peculiar process. And several years later, the next thing I know is the world's collapsing around our heads. And when it ultimately did, the devastation was so monumental that it nearly destroyed my life, Rocky. And as a result, I started asking questions, and that question led to a monumental journey that became the con.
Well, you've done an amazing job with it. I encourage everybody to watch the con and then join us in the Justice Party. It doesn't mean you have to leave any other political party, but join us in helping raise awareness and then organizing people to work towards solutions.